Welcome to another AMA with Kadena Ecosystem. In this episode, we'll be speaking with the team from Pit Bull Bushido. This conversation was recorded on September 6, 2023, live on Twitter Spaces. The views and expressions in this AMA do not represent the views of Kadena Ecosystem directly and are not to be considered as financial advice. Please make sure to do your own research on the projects presented. Also, make sure to subscribe to our account to be alerted of new uploads. Now let's get started. Enjoy. Welcome everybody to another AMA with Kadena Ecosystem. Today we have back with us the good folks at Pit Bull Bushido. They got some really cool stuff that they've been working on and some really cool announcements. So welcome back. Good to have you back here.
Hey, it's good to be back, and I hope you and everybody are doing well. First off, I'll just say I apologize for any background noise I have. I'm actually in my parked car right now because there's some tree trimming going on nearby, and it's really loud and where I'm staying right now, so came to the car. It's a little quieter.
No worries. I'll edit it out in post-production anyhow and make you sound all good.
Well, thanks, man. So, I'll just give you a little overall update of where everything's going. I know we originally started basically setting up this AMA as a update for Kawaii K9s. So I'll just do a little bit of a update about that first, and then we can go into a couple of the other projects that we have going on. So with Kawaii K9s, as everybody knows, we originally launched those, I guess it's been almost a year ago now, I guess. We had launched with Mintit, that was our launch partner, but after their system came into some issues, minting basically froze. I believe it was around December, and so it's been just in limbo since then. Of course, now nobody can continue to mint. We had already minted I believe it was a little over half of that collection out. And then we had a lot of plans for that collection, including a story, which was going to lead into the Pit Bull Bushido. And I had a lot of other ideas that we were going on with that one. That all unfortunately kind of came to a grinding halt with that. We've been trying to come up with a plan about what to do with that, and we think we've come up with the best solution. So when we launched Pit Bull Bushido a few months back with Isoko, and the team over there has been great, we decided to replace or give every original minter from Kawaii K9s a free samurai from this collection. So at the initial launch, we airdropped an equal number of samurai to each holder or original minter of Kawaii K9s. So like say somebody minted like 20 Kawaii K9s, they got 20 Pit Bull Bushido samurai for free. And we've been trying to come up with a way to relaunch the project because we do want it to remain. We would like all of the stuff that we put into Kawaii K9s to still be around. So what we're thinking is once the next Marmalade update comes out, we're going to relaunch Kawaii K9s. This time we will do the contracts so that everybody who has an original Kawaii K9 will receive a V2 version. It'll be the same artwork as the original one, but it'll be visible. Of course, as of right now, I don't believe Kawaii K9s are visible under any type of wallet, like even through the Kadena Explorer. I don't think you can see them, which is unfortunate. But what we're going to do is we're going to go through the information. We're going to replace everyone's existing Kawaii K9s with a replacement V2. It'll be the same artwork. So like if you got a special one, one of one, you will get a new one of one with the same exact artwork and everything involved, and that'll be sent to you at the relaunch. And then the remaining ones, we still have to decide how we'll distribute those, but we're planning on just free minting the rest, whether that would be, equally distributing them to holders that already have them, or by just opening it up and whoever wants one can come grab a set amount. We'll try to figure that one out as time goes on and as we learn more about how the minting process will work. But that's what we want to do because we want to relaunch it. We don't want it to just die. Unfortunately, our other project, which launched at the same similar time, was Angel Doggos. That had just started, and that was just prior to the collapse. And I feel bad because alphabetically that like shows up as one of the first Kadena NFTs, and because it's always on the top of everything, like Angel Doggos. I've seen it in YouTube videos, I've seen it in screenshots on Twitter. It's like one of the top of the list for Kadena NFTs, and I don't like the fact that it rugged. So we're going to try to relaunch that as well as a V2 to get that back. So that's in regards to those two projects. We have another one, a new one that's coming up that I'll talk about in a minute, but just to also give you a follow-up update for Pit Bull Bushido. With Pit Bull Bushido, as you know, we launched 2,209 NFTs. At this point, I believe we've minted out just over 42%, so a little over 930 something. With that collection, we kind of had to change the story up a little bit. We had a tie-in with Kawaii K9s, so we kind of broke that off and we went a different way. Just separate both of the projects a little more because we weren't sure how long it was going to take us to regain our footing with Kawaii K9s. So with the Samurai Collection, Pit Bull Bushido, there are 47 characters, and there's 47 editions of each character. So the goal is to collect all 47 characters. If you can, just like you're doing with, just like you would do with trying to collect a full deck of cards. If you can collect all 47 of the characters at that point, which will be eventually, I know it's not going to be anytime soon because we have a few delays. I know we're working out some kinks with the marketplace with Isoko right now, and I know they're working hard on that. Hopefully they'll be able to get that sorted. I know that Marmalade V2 is also something everybody's waiting on, so once that comes out, I know it'll streamline everything. But once people are able to trade on the marketplace and also continue to mint, we're hopeful that eventually we'll have people that have collected all 47 of the Samurai, and when they do, they'll be sent a physical deck of playing cards, which will be like the first faction in this whole world that we're trying to create with different factions, different collections. We already have another one in the works that's a ninja-based collection. It's the Shiba Shinobi. Christina is actually working on the artwork for that now. That collection will be a little smaller, so it'll be a little harder to get those. And with each collection we release, it would just be another faction in this trading card game. We're a little behind schedule because of the delays with Marmalade and because of just, of course, the way things are going right now. Because we gave away so many of the Samurai for free, funds are a little tight. I actually picked up 2 partners are a little tight. I actually picked up 2 part-time jobs as well, making money on the side myself to see if I can put some more money into this because I really want it to become something good. But just things are a little slow. So just bear with us as we're continuing to work this out, but we really want to get these physical cards out to everyone. Of course, a digital card game is also in the works, but that I think is going to be something maybe further down the line as future collections are released. Maybe we can release a digital version at that point. But for now, we kind of want to go with more physical rewards for your digital purchases or NFTs. And that's where we're going with that. So if anybody has any questions about any of those projects, Kawaii K9s, Angel Doggos, Pit Bull Bushido, just go ahead and ask away. We'll answer them to the best of my ability. And then I'll tell everyone about an upcoming project that we have.
Well, it's great to hear that you're going to be reviving one of your original projects of the K9s. It's kind of sad to hear that, due to the errors and the problems that we had with Mintit, that you kind of had to change your storyline of where you wanted all of these characters to kind of come together in the same world. But now that looks like things are going to be kind of put back into the line, are you working in any sense of possibly bringing the K9s back into the story, maybe just through another avenue? Maybe they can be not so much like a playable character, but more like an NPC type character in the game. Any thoughts maybe of bringing it all back together under the same tree like you originally planned?
We do have an idea. However, it may be a version of our first plan. So with the Kawaii K9s, originally, the story was going to be that, like the Kawaii K9s were living nowadays, and like say they're some of them are getting bullied in school. Some of them are finding out that in life there's evil people. They're finding out how hard things can be for them in the real world. And then we were wanting to have them then like find some old scrolls or something, and then either time travel or by just reading, live or see how life was lived for those who lived by the Bushido code, which would be basically their ancestors. And that was kind of original. We had that storyline planned out. If you will, I guess you could say comparative. If you wanted to kind of compare it to another story, I guess you could kind of loosely compare it to, like, let's say Chronicles of Narnia or something like that, where you have the kids that travel into a different world to learn different life lessons, kind of similar in theming to that. However, because of some snafus that we've had and different things, we've kind of switched it up. I do believe that we have an idea where we might be able to do that, but for now, we're just going to concentrate on world building out what we can and letting the Kawaii K9s just be a PFP with a backstory of this is what happened. They're now resurrected as V2, and we just got them out there. That's why we kind of want to free mint the rest, because I just want to get them out there so that when trading can begin, potentially they can be just at that point PFP NFTs on Kadena that were rugged by external factors, but were resurrected and then we're given back out to everyone, because we want to try to show that we're not going to let those kind of things stop us from getting these out there.
Well, that's good to hear. It's like I said, it was a real shame to see all the problems that we had with the minted platform and the turmoil that caused for many great projects like yourselves. But just the fact that, you're working now with an amazing team over at Asoku. They are absolutely killing it over there with their launch pad, their marketplace that they're working really hard. I actually was very quick to be able to see what it kind of looks like when they first kind of released the marketplace, like last month sometime, but then ended up finding some problems and issues with it and decided to kind of take it back to rework on it a little more. I know that they're working very hard to get it out, because that's one good thing. That's one thing I think a lot of people especially with the pit bulls, will be waiting on for those who want to collect their full collection, is being able to sell those doubles that they may have minted, and in a way of hopefully getting their full collection and getting their hands on their cards. So like you said, a lot of it is actually just kind of waiting for Kadena to finally hit the go button on Marmalade V2. I can say that I've been part of meetings with the Kadena team, as well as the Asoku team was there, and other members from other projects around the ecosystem. So, they are directly talking with the Kadena team, making sure that the features that we need in Marmalade are going to be there for the marketplaces, for the projects, to be able to build the best possible NFT projects that they can. So, I think a lot of projects are kind of all in the same boat right now of just waiting for that to get finalized and pushed through before, I think once that does happen, we're going to see a huge influx again of projects building. And some of these projects that have been around, like you guys have been around now, like you said, because Kawaii K9s is almost a year old. So you've been around kind of building for almost a year, and a lot of projects that are still around that started around the same time as well also have things like Mock, for example. Mock's been waiting on V2 to come out for their NFTs forever. KMC is waiting for V2 to be able to, because they already did the switch over from their original platform over to Marmalade, and now they're going to have to now do the switch over again to Marmalade V2. So, a lot of projects are kind of in the same boat, just waiting for that. But I think we're getting very close now to that happening. And the other project you mentioned that you're resurrecting is the Angel Doggos. Now, are you going to be doing the same kind of thing that you originally had with your Angel Doggos? Was if people minted one, you could do like a picture of a animal that had passed away in your present, like specific kind of one-of-one artwork. Maybe if you want to maybe just go back and kind of rehash what that feature was and if that will be available in the re-release?
Well, yes, that's kind of what we're thinking of. It's kind of hard to know for sure because, of course, Christina's working overtime on a couple of other projects, so the Angel Doggos may be resurrected a little further down the line. We've had a time with the Angel Doggos collection because they are popular among people who get them. Because then Christina does, like she takes some pictures of that people send of their animals. And I know we're a little behind on some. That's mainly due to the same issue where because I can't access the original NFTs anymore, it's hard for me to verify who has, what kind of specialty they got. Because we did have different things where if you got a special skin, then you would also get a physical. I know that one individual, for instance, got a Kadena skinned dog, the original artwork, the fractal one. And so we sent him, I believe he was in Asia, which was very expensive to do because I had to physically order this print myself and then send it to him through the mail. I think that cost me like $100 and something to airmail it to him. But we were trying to give rewards which were physical as well. So do the digital artwork, and then for certain ones, like the special skinned K9s, Angel Doggos, they would also receive a physical print of their customized artwork. So we're wanting to bring that back. There again, might be a little further down the line because Christina she's pretty busy currently with the Shiba Shinobi and this other project that we're working on in the background. There were only 8, I believe, of the Angel Doggos that minted originally. They were a slightly higher price. And the reason was for that, because we had more extras that came along with that. But I think the primary reason why I want to relaunch Angel Doggos is because mainly I find it kind of embarrassing that it's like the first NFT collection that's listed, like I said, alphabetically. It's right there at the top of all the lists. And I just kind of go, I think it's even on Koala Wallet on one of the tweets. You can see it as one of the NFT collections under the list of the NFTs on the wallet. And you go, oh, it's embarrassing because I know that's my collection and it's been rugged. It's not, the project hasn't been, but the technical aspect of it has. So that's part of the reason why we want to bring it back. But I do believe that we would still do our best to provide the same benefits. And if we could not, then we would lower the price somewhat from the original.
Yes, it is. It is in Koala Wallet. And for those who have Koala Wallet, I've been getting this question a lot lately once they update to our new version, is where did my NFT button go? And for those people asking that, since we're moving into a multi-coin state, and we're probably going to have NFTs from multiple different protocols like Ethereum and such, the NFTs are now located inside the Kadena wallet itself. So if you do have Kadena NFTs in your Koala wallet, just click on your Kadena wallet in the Koala wallet, and right next to the receive button, you will see a button that says NFTs, where you can go and see your NFTs just the same way as it was before. I've been getting that question a lot. Where did my NFTs go? That's where they are. Just so, and anyone listening is looking for theirs, that's where the button has moved. So, but it's really great to hear though that you're actually being able to resurrect these projects and bring them back into the fold. And I think that's going to make a lot of people really happy, especially the people who wanted to mint them before, and then of course like we said, the minted stuff happened, and things just kind of didn't go as planned. Sometimes that happens in this crypto world, especially with growing ecosystems like Kadena. So, but we're on to better paths now. We're on to better pastures, and hopefully we don't have these kind of problems in the future. And I don't think you will with Asoku because they have an amazing team building their stuff, and I don't see them going anywhere anytime soon. So one project that you've mentioned a few times now is the Shiba one. Can you maybe, for those of who aren't familiar or haven't followed along or didn't listen to our previous AMAs, which you can go to our YouTube at Kadena Ecosystem on YouTube and go back and listen to all of the previous AMAs that we've done with Pit Bull Bushidos. You can go back and listen to ones that we did even back originally with K9s. So They're all there for everyone to go listen to. But for those who haven't heard those AMAs before, could you maybe give a little background about what these NFTs are going to be?
Sure. So with the Shiba Shinobi or Shiba Nobi, we are planning a smaller collection. The NFT holders, I believe, with this collection, may be the ones that get early access to the digital game once that can happen. It does take a lot of funding to do something like that. And by digital game, I don't mean anything on the grand scale of Secret Garden of Kadena. They're doing some great work. I don't really see us going that type of route. I believe digital game, it would be more like, imagine a version of like when you play solitaire on your computer, but if you could do it online against other holders, depending on which cards they have. I guess you could say it's kind of in a way similar to what Wizards Arena is doing, but even more so, it would just be based on cards. So you would select either the cards you have, or you would be allowed a certain number of cards you could select to use for your hand. We're still working, planning all that out. But with the Shiba Shinobi, they're Shiba Inus that are dressed up like ninjas. Christina's doing the artwork for them. I believe there will be 24 distinct characters in this collection. There will be some variations. Don't want to leak too many details, but there's going to be different, let's just say, times of day. What I can say that may get some people interested a little bit is, I'll give you an example. Like, the question is, well, how can a Shiba kill a Pit Bull? Okay. So if you see on the Pit Bull Bushido, there are some characters that have a nighttime background. So let's say, for an example, and also the backgrounds, everything's been broken down already. We have strengths and weaknesses to whatever environment they're in. So pay attention to the backgrounds. They are imported in Pit Bull Bushido. But if you have a Shiba Shinobi ninja, and let's say your ninja character has a nighttime background, and you're going to use them to attack a card of a samurai, a Pit Bull samurai, whose background is also nighttime. That would be an instant kill of the samurai, because the ninja would have the upper hand at night. So that's kind of give you a little sample of how that would work, the mechanics of that would work. So there would be other times when the ninja would be at a definite disadvantage, and that would be if you have a samurai who's in an open field in the daylight, and you have a ninja that's in the daylight. Well, they're going to be at a definite disadvantage against that samurai, unless they have a bonus, like, say, a smoke bomb or something like that in their details. So I am currently I'm working with a couple of people who have backgrounds in card games, because we're trying to make it very playable yet detailed, but not overly complicated. Like, some people just kind of make things super complicated. So we're trying to make it playable, fun, yet pretty simple. But unfortunately, the first person I was working with, they had some problems in real life. Long story, but I ended up having to switch to working with somebody else. So we're still kind of working our way through the details about the game and how that'll be played, but we're wanting to make sure that when we release it, it's not, garbage. It's something that would actually be fun. And that kind of gives you a little idea of how the Shiba Shinobi might work.
Well, that sounds very cool. I love the fact that, all the different aspects and traits of the NFTs will have some kind of say in how the game is played. And it's going to make for some very interesting trades, I believe, as well, on secondary marketplaces where people may want to get, a day and a night version of their samurais, or day and night versions of their ninjas, just to be able to battle those different things, kind of like in the way that, Magic has different levels of different spells and different things like that, some things won't do as well against others, but other things will beat others in very special instances. So it's very cool to hear that, you're building a very intricate kind of system and utilizing the layers of an NFT to kind of build those situations. And like I said, it's just going to make sure that people are going to be wanting to build a really good deck, kind of like for people who play Pokemon and actually use the cards and actually battle with cards and stuff. You have certain decks that you build. Same with Magic, you build your own special deck. You're only allowed, players will say, oh, we're only playing with this many cards in your deck. So you have to go through your whole collection and build a certain deck out of, only that many numbers, kind of going to be along the same kind of line. So that's very cool to hear that you're also working with people who have experience in these kind of card games to make sure that it's going to be a good flow. It's going to feel very natural to people who are already familiar with these type of games, and the people are going to be able to easily get into it and figure out how it works and just, have a lot of fun. So now that we've covered the projects that you've pretty much already talked about before, let's maybe get into something new that maybe people haven't heard about. So let's hear about these new projects you got working on.
All right. So this one is different, and this one's not going to be tied to any projects that we already have ongoing. So like with the Kawaii K9s, it was, of course, the free Pit Bull Bushido, et cetera, et cetera. Of course, Pit Bull Bushido holders will be whitelisted for all future projects with this Islands of Demeas series that we're working on. This one will be out of that circle. I don't want to give too many details because it is kind of close to the chest right now. Christina's already finished the initial artwork for the base character. This is something special that we are working on. What I can say is that it's a very interesting idea. I really haven't seen anybody else do this before with a base character. It would be a layered, generated collection, obviously. We're wanting to do it as a project where a portion of the proceeds will go to a charity. But by charity, I mean like ocean research and protection. I'll just say that the main character is going to be a sea creature of some kind that is killed off in large numbers every year by different things. And what we're wanting to do is to give a portion of the profits from this collection to a local marine research project here in Hawaii. And so the character will have different quote-unquote skin tones, outfits, basically just kind of like what you would think of as a general NFT. It is a sea creature, and it looks really good. The base character is very, very good looking. Christina did a great job on it. And we should be able to start sharing some information soon. I just kind of have to lock down some Twitter handles, web pages, and all of that before I can share too much, because I don't want anybody stealing the idea.
I'm going to list 5 sea creatures, and all you have to say is if it is one of these creatures, okay? Dolphins, whales, sharks, crabs, or let's see, I should have just said 4. Let's go with just those 4. Is it one of those 4?
It is not one of those 4.
Oh, wow.
Something, okay, let's see. You might know this. Here in Hawaii, it's illegal to touch them.
And if you touch them, you probably will regret it afterwards?
No. Okay. They live for a very long time.
All right. Well, I'll stop prodding there to try to get you to release all this information. Now,
okay, I'll tell you this. The proceeds would go to benefit sea turtles. I'll just give you that. I'll give you that one. But that's kind of where we're going with this, because basically, this has been an idea that we've had for quite a while. Believe it or not, it was one of the guys at Isoku that kind of just gave us the idea because we had this character that we were working on, and they actually haven't seen the new version yet. They saw the original sketch, so they actually haven't even seen the new version. And their first thing was like, "Man, just do it as a project where like a portion of the profits go to charity." And I was like, okay. And ironically, the other night, we were looking for a new place. We're currently trying to find a new place to live. So we were going around to place, and we were looking at this one rental. and the guy's wife worked for the Marine Research Center, so we got some really good, ideas about what they do. Kind of seems like the perfect match for what we're thinking. So I don't know exactly the percentage yet. We would try to keep it as high as we can. So because it would be a larger collection, the price will be very low. We're thinking probably just a few KDA, just very low. The collection number would be high, closer to like 40. We're thinking like 4,600 because of that number is based on how many sea turtles are killed every year. So we would keep it like one for every sea turtle that's killed every year by poaching. And then we would release them with a very low price. And then a portion of those profits would go to the place here in Hawaii that does a lot of work with that. Like helping them when they're caught in nets, or, you've seen like different pictures of different ones caught in different situations. And we thought that might be something that we could do on the side. Obviously, it might be something that some people would find interesting and might bring in people who, it might even potentially bring new people into the Kadena ecosystem. So with us giving away a portion, and like I said, we got to talk percentages, but we want the people that hold Pit Bull Bushido to basically be the people who have a say in the matter. So you guys would be the ones that voted on the percentages and the numbers and everything. So we have a lot of ground to cover with planning it out. Currently, Christina's working on the artwork, the layering. It could be very soon that we may start launching some more previews, but there again, kind of still waiting on that Marmalade V2. But once it does come out, this would be a side project that we're doing that may potentially bring in outside influence into the ecosystem.
Now, and this new project is going to be outside the scope of the Islands of Dimea kind of umbrella that you're doing pit bulls and all that kind of stuff under. But will there be any benefits to Kawaii K9s, Angel Doggos, or Pit Bull, or the Shiba Ninja characters? Will there be any benefits to those holders when it comes to this new collection, like automatic whitelist or anything like that?
Yes, there is an idea for that. We have that also penciled in. So with the factions, if you've kind of looked at our website, you see that we have a mock-up of what the Islands of Dimea look like, the map. I created one as a general idea of how the world works in that system. We will have a sea-based faction, pirate faction, if you will. I believe that if you do mint sea turtle, you would be instantly whitelisted for the pirate collection, because we try to keep the units together, basically, because turtles ocean / pirate, they would be like our only seagoing or seafaring faction that can go between the Islands of Dimea. Also, footnote, with the pirates and their ships, if you'll notice on some of the maps, the samurai, for instance, live on a different island than the ninja. So in the future, we were thinking about imposing the added requirement that if you, say, have the ninja and you want to attack the samurai, you have to have some ships from the pirates to be able to get to their island, and vice versa. So we have a lot of different factions planned. I want to say it's like 8 factions we have ideas for. We have a Viking faction that live up north in the snow. We have this pirate faction. We have, of course, the samurai. We have the ninja. I believe we have a couple of other. We have a desert mage type faction. We have a lot of different ideas, but we do want to make there be some sort of a benefit. But as a project, as a character, this particular character, and he's already named and everything, it has a name. Project character has a name and everything. But it would be basically outside of the Islands of Dimea character list.
Now, you mentioned that this new project will bring new people possibly into the Kadena ecosystem. And as soon as I heard that, my mind kind of went this way of, ever thought of doing, say, possibly a 6,000 piece collection for this, but breaking it down and doing a collection on different networks, breaking it down into, say, 3 different pieces where you have Kadena and, let's say, a Cosmos, and let's say just another one, just throwing another, say Solana or something, and doing a version of these on all three, but have them all kind of Kadena themed to kind of bring people into the ecosystem? Has there been, because a lot of projects I've spoken to in the last little while have kind of been thinking along the same lines of branching into other ecosystems to try to bring more reach to not only their project, but also to bring more eyes on Kadena. Have you guys ever considered those kind of lines of breaking into other communities on other protocols?
I've thought about that. Unfortunately, for it just being the two of us, Christina and me, doing everything, I don't have a large enough network. I don't don't have enough time, I think, to be able to give each community its due share of attention. I feel bad because I've been so busy lately. We've been moving. Christina was sick, as everybody knows. She had dengue fever and over Christmas, and that created a lot of other health issues because she had another strain of it several years back. We've had to move for health reasons for her. We're currently trying to find a place to live. So our living situation is kind of weird. We're in a short-term rental. We're supposed to be moving in October 5th. We're supposed to be moving to another place where we have a year lease, so it'll be a much easier place for us to work out of. I picked up 2 side part-time jobs to try to bring in a little extra revenue. But I think what we might do to bring new people into the system is, I think by possibly even bringing people into crypto that may or may not be into crypto at all, by doing maybe some in-person things here in Hawaii. Like there's different swap meets you can go to, set up a booth, maybe get some merch like t-shirts and stuff, where same story, percentage of the profits go to said charity, which we still haven't officially chosen yet. And then also advertise there the artwork as digital artwork for this character, which there again has been named, would be also available there. We just have a display up where, and with QR codes explaining, basically what it is, how it works, maybe have a koala wallet explanation, video link, all that kind of stuff, to where if we did a physical pop-up to bring in revenue / charity donations, we would then also be able to tie that into the digital world as well. So maybe kind of sticking with what is kind of our realm, which is trying to blend the two worlds of physical rewards and the digital NFT sphere. If we could, I could do Ethereum NFTs. I have the ability to set that up. I have a lifetime pass for a few launch pads on Ethereum. I just kind of have steered clear from Ethereum because I've been rugged multiple times on Ethereum. I learned a lot on Ethereum, and it's just the gas fees are so high. I feel bad because people are giving me $10-15, but they're giving Ethereum, 20, 30, 40 bucks, and it's just kind of pricing people out. So I don't know. We'll see. And we're open to talking to other people, but we kind of there again just kind of we don't want to overtax ourselves or do more than or say that we can do more than we can do.
I do love the idea of how you guys are trying to bring the physical world to the NFT world. And as soon as you said that, my idea, like you said, you wanted to start going out there and possibly doing kind of meet and greets and things. I'm sure there's got to be some kind of gaming conventions or something in Hawaii that they host that you may be able to get a table or a booth at and bring, a couple decks of the cards, show people the game, have, like you said, have QR codes and stuff set up so people could then download a wallet, be it Koala Wallet, and then, go to Isoku, mint an NFT, show them the simple steps on how they can get involved and, actually play the game. Have you looked into any of those kind of possibilities? Because I kind of feel like that would be a great place to showcase what you guys are working on.
Well, yes, actually, it's kind of it's a little unfortunate because I had already worked out this plan to do like a sponsored game night at a geek out in or Think Geek, I think is what it's called there in Guam, which is where we were for the last 2 years, where basically all these, card nerds basically from all over the island come together every so often, and they do game nights. So they set up tables, and then they just kind of just play different games, different rounds. And so I was going to do like a Islands of Demea thing where I have some cheaper cards that I've ordered in, like 50 decks of the cards, and everybody who signs up will get a free deck of cards, but they have to beta test the game with me and being the fact that they all know card games more than I do, they would help work out any kinks, make any adjustments to rules and such. So we'll probably do the same thing here. There again, the only issue I'm having currently is funds for that, because of the 938 NFTs that have minted so far for Pit Bull Bushido at what's our mint price? I think is it 7 KDA? The only like 300 of them have been paid for. The rest were free mints. So and then of course the other money that was brought in from Kawaii K9s, I spent on the graphics for the video that we did. I got a comic book artist to do some comic book pages to turn it into a video. Got some voice actors, tried to give a good little, opening video promo for Pit Bull Bushido, and then everything's kind of just taken a downturn. So, all of that money I spent wasn't that much. I'm talking like a couple $1,000, really. But that was pretty much all of my profit from the other NFT projects. So we're a very small potato. We're a very small potato in the field of NFTs, especially even in Kadena. So I'm having to navigate it slowly. But if sales pick up again once things turn around, and if we do mint out of the Pit Bull Bushido, my plan is I don't want to send anybody a deck of cards that they'll be mad about. Like, I want to send them a deck of cards that like they would be proud to have, whether or not they played the game. It would be functional. So we do want to do some in-person stuff here. I know that Maui divers and they're obviously in Maui. I actually was talking to them the other day because Christina and I flew over to Lahaina to take some medicine to somebody after the fire. That's another long story. But different ideas, different people we might be able to link up with and possibly get some of this stuff done.
Yeah, that's it's definitely a challenge, especially now, like not just in crypto, but the world in general is slowly sliding into this financial slump. Inflation's hitting absolutely everyone. Pretty much every country across the world is seeing the effects of it. And like you just said, we've had the natural disasters and things going on in Hawaii, which probably has made the economy there even tougher to navigate. Things like that. People are a little bit more weary to go out and spend their money on things that aren't necessarily necessities in their life. But, playing games and finding a outlet to have some fun is a necessity of life, in my opinion, because without those kind of things, you're going to fall yourself. You're just going to keep dealing with the same negative things over and over again. Without something positive in your life, it can really pull you down into this downward spiral. One of my positive things in my life is just being able to do Kadena Ecosystem and talk to all these amazing people like yourselves, work with our amazing team at Eucalyptus Labs, who I absolutely love. And just, those are the positive things in my life. And of course, my family life and things like that. But, people need those outlets in life to be able to, keep their spirits up and keep seeing that life is special and amazing and something that everyone should just, live to the fullest. So, you may say, like you said, you right now you're small potatoes in the NFT sphere, but of all the projects I've spoken to, you're definitely one with the biggest dreams and the most drive, which is very important when it comes to building anything, be it an NFT project, be it a company, be it a product, any of those kind of things. And you two definitely have that drive and want to make something special and unique, not just in the Kadena space, but in the NFT space and in the real world physical space as well. So I absolutely love talking with you every time that we do, because you're always positive. You always see the bright side of things. And you definitely, like I said, you have goals, and you're not letting anything get in your way, because you've already been throwing some curveballs along the way, and you've been able to just keep pushing on and keep pushing forward, and even bringing back and taking those curveballs and turning them back into gold. So definitely everything you guys are doing over there is absolutely amazing, and you guys have been doing great. And I'm sure, it's going to pay off in the end. I'm sure that one day you're going to see something's going to click in the community, be it from your physical things that you do in the real world, or your online promotions that you do through the Kadena communities, or any other communities. Something's eventually going to click, and that's just going to be the catalyst that's going to be able to bring all your future plans into fruition. And, like you said, you spent your money on that amazing promo video, which if you guys have not seen, you can scroll through the Pit Bull Bushido's Twitter page here. You can go just sorted by their media. It's not too far down. It's an absolutely amazing video, which you're going to be able to use to promote your brand and everything for a long time. So the way I see it, I'm definitely on the marketing side of things with our company. And, we have a graphic designer, and, we'll say to him, oh, we need this kind of thing designed, give him some kind of keywords, and he'll go and design something really cool. And if it's not exactly what we kind of imagined for that specific project that we're building, we still use that in some other fashion. We don't let anything go to waste. There's always, why let something that someone created and is amazing be just kind of thrown in the trash? It's you never do that. You always try to take something and spin it into something more positive. And like I said, you guys have to keep your heads down, keep pushing forward. You have the drive, you have the want, you have the dreams, and you're gonna see your break come very soon, I believe.
Well, thanks, Chris. I appreciate that. It's always encouraging to be on calls with you and everybody else, and we appreciate all the support everybody's given us. All I can say is, in real life, here in person, we have had our fair share of issues. Christina and I, we got married just 3 years ago. It was our third anniversary a couple months back, but right after we got married, she ended up having to go into the emergency room because we had moved, and she had a bad tonsillitis problem come up, and went in. The doctor wanted to do emergency surgery that next 4 days later, which at that point she did not have insurance coverage. So I ended up paying out of pocket for that. And then we have had, a lot of trying times, IRL, which it's not been easy, but through it all with Kadena, it has given us an outlet where we can, do some creative stuff. And then, when you see that NFT sell, when you see another one's minted, even if it's just one, and I know current price, that's one mint, that's $2.50. I'm like, hey, we had somebody minted another one. And it kind of just makes the day better. So we appreciate all the support. And we do really hope that within the next few months, especially once V2 comes out, we'll have a lot of this stuff, up and rolling again. Of course, the marketplace, once that's up and rolling, that's going to kick a lot of things off. And we just want to make sure that everybody knows that we're still here and we're still doing what we can, and we appreciate all the support.
Well, anything you need from us for support, you can always just reach out to us. We're always willing to host these AMAs, share your content, all those kind of things. And if you ever do decide that you want to do some kind of IRL event or go to a conference or something, do not hesitate to reach out to us. We may be able to help with some kind of sponsorship, some kind of collaboration, maybe a way that we could, both benefit and, we could come and be Koala Wallet team and help with, showing people how to get a wallet and showing them how to mint one of your NFTs, how to store it, all that kind of stuff. So there's lots of room for collaboration in the future. So do not hesitate to ever reach out to us, any of us here at the Eucalyptus Labs team, or right through our Kadena ecosystem. We're always willing to talk with people and help out where we can. Is there any other things or any other alpha things that we may not have covered that you want to drop before we wrap things up here?
No, that's pretty much it. That all I can think of is just kind of give everybody update on everything. Just to recap one last time, Kawaii K9s V2 should be coming back, along with Marmalade V2 whenever that actually comes out. There again, we're wanting to get those out to everybody. Same with Angel Doggos, Pit Bull Bushido, we all know, Shiba Shinobi, and then of course this new collection about the sea turtles side project we got going on. A lot of different things, and we just appreciate everybody's time. If you want to check out our website, there's a link in my bio, islandsofdemea.com. It has a lot of the information. There's also our online store where we have merch available. We've tried to run some giveaways. Unfortunately, with some people who live in different places, mailing is a little difficult right now. But if you can put your address in and place an order, if it doesn't get to you, I'll try to figure out a way to get it to you wherever you're at. And we appreciate it all the time. And thanks for this space today, Chris, and thanks for your time.
Of course, you're very welcome. So make sure everyone gives Pit Bull Bushido a follow. Follow them on Twitter. Go check out their website. Get yourself some cool merch. Join their Discord server so you can stay up to date with things and talk with the team there and their awesome community. And be on the lookout for their next releases. And if you really want and would really help them out, go to isoko.xyz. Go to that launchpad, mint yourself a Pit Bull Bushido, and get into the action. So thank you very much, everyone, for coming and listening today. Very much appreciated. And make sure you go check out KadenaEcosystem.com, your everything station for all your Kadena needs. That wraps up another amazing AMA. Thank you for listening. Here at Kadena Ecosystem, we strive to bring an open platform for projects being built on Kadena to present themselves to the community. Please ensure to do your own research on the projects before investing. Also ensure to follow us on our social media, from Twitter to subscribing to our weekly newsletter to keep up to date on everything KDA related. You can find all the links in the description below. Take care.